Okay, champions, so that is the video for library. Miss Mita, hope all of you like and enjoy the video. Remember, stay healthy and stay safe. God bless you. See you. Okay, champions. Now Miss Mita will read an ebook for you about this. As we can see, neuro-linguistic programming using your brain for a change. Richard Bandler, edited by Connie Ray Andreas and Steve Andreas. Using your brain for a change. Okay, here. This is copyright. Dedicated to my mother. Okay, and these are the contents. Introduction, who's driving the bus, and then running your own brain, points of view, going wrong, going for it, understanding confusion, beyond belief, learning the Swiss. Okay, introduction. How often have you heard the phrase, she has a bright future, or he has a colorful past? Expressions like this are more than metaphors. They are precise description of the speaker's internal thinking, and this description are the key to learning how to change your own experience in useful ways. For instance, right now, notice how you picture a pleasant future even in your own life. And then, brighten that picture and notice how your feelings change. When you brighten that picture, do you look forward to it more? Most people respond more strongly to a brighter picture. If you respond more to a dimmer picture, now take a pleasant memory from your past and literally make the colors stronger and more intense. How does having a colorful past change the intensity of your response to the memory? If you don't notice a difference in your feelings when you make your memory more colorful, try seeing that memory in black and white. As the image loses its color, typically your response will be weaker. Another common expression is add a little sparkle to your life. Think of another pleasant experience and literally sprinkle your image of it with little shining points of sparkling light and notice how that affects your feeling response. Television advertisers and designers of sequined clothing know about this one. Put your past behind you is common advice for unpleasant. Using your brain. Okay. And for pleasant events, think of a memory that still makes you feel bad and then notice where you see it now and how far away the picture is. Probably it's very close in front of you. Now take that picture and physically move it far behind you. How does that change how you experience that memory? These are a few very basic examples of the simplicity and power of the new NLP. Submodalities, patterns developed by Richard Bandler in the last few years. One of the earliest NLP patterns was the idea of modalities, or representational systems. We think about any experience using sensory system, representations, visual pictures, auditory sounds, and kinesthetic feelings. Most NLP training during the last 10 years has taught a wide variety of rapid and practical ways to use this knowledge of modalities to change feelings and behavior. Submodalities are the smaller elements within its modality. For example, a few of the visual submodalities are brightness, color, size, distance, location, and focus. Knowledge of submodalities opens up a whole new realm of change patterns that are even faster, easier, and more specific. When we were first introduced to NLP in the fall of 1977, we set aside most of what we were doing in order to study these exciting and rapid new ways of changing behavior. At that time, Richard Bandler and John Grinder were collaborating on the development of this new field. which promised a great deal, NLP that how to follow a person's internal process by paying attention to unconscious eye movements, how to change all unpleasant feelings, responses in minutes, and much more. Now, 7 years later, all those promises and many more have been kept. All the basic ideas and techniques of NLP have withstood the test of time, as well as the tougher task of teaching others how to make practical use of them. NLP has often been described as the field on the cutting edge of communication and change. NLP offers a conceptual understanding that is solidly based on information science and computer programming, yet rooted even more truly in the observation of living human experience. Everything in NLP can be directly verified in your own experience or by observing others. The new submodality patterns described and taught in this book are even faster and more powerful ways of creating personal change than the earlier NLP methods. There are only 3 major modalities, but there are many submodalities within each modality. Submodalities are literally the ways that our brains sort and code our experience. The submodality change patterns can be used to directly change the human software, the ways we think about and respond to our experiences. Some critics have contended that NLP is too cold and technical, and that while it may be successful with simple habits and phobias, it doesn't deal with core existential issues. We will be interested in this, said critics. Demonstrated in chapters 6 and 7, this book opens a doorway to a practical new way of understanding how your mind works. More important, this book teaches specific simple principles that you can use to run your own brain. It teaches how to change your own experience when you're not pleased with it, and to further enhance your enjoyment when your life is going well. Many of us have the ability to take known principles and make useful adaptation of these principles, or make a small innovation now and then. Richard Bandler's spatial genius is his unparalleled ability to repeatedly delineate new principles and to make them available to the rest of us. His sense of humor may sometimes sound caustic and arrogant, particularly when it is directed toward the professions of psychology and psychiatry, although other experts get their share. This is at least partly understandable when you realize that although the NLP 10 minutes phobia or trauma cure was first published over 6 years ago, most psychologists continue to believe that it takes months or years of talking and drugs and several $1,000s to cure a phobia. We know well the frustration of being told it can be done when we all demonstrated it hundreds of times and taught many others to do it consistently. When a major technical innovation occurs in any industry, manufacturers around the world are eager to make immediate use of the new method because they know that if they don't, competitors will put them out of business. Okay, there are a lot of another pages. If you want to read this more, Miss Mita will attach this ebook PDF in Edmodo so you can download it. And see you on Zoom. Thank you. Hello champions, welcome to Term 3. How are you? Miss Mita hope all of you stay healthy and stay safe. So this is the video for library for Term 3. Please check it out.